Hello brothers and sisters, this is another little dirty couch video coming to you. I just wanted to talk today about this sweet little AK pistol that I just picked up recently. This is a Zastava Z-PAP92. It's a 10-inch barreled AK, kind of like a crank-off pattern AK pistol, imported from Serbia via Zastava Arms USA. And this is a sweet, sweet little pistol. It did not come like this out of the box. This is just the current configuration that I have it in. I actually just picked this pistol up last week. It is still unfired. Made a few little tweaks to it out the box just to get it to kind of where I wanted it to be. And I'm just going to talk about this pistol just a little bit and show you kind of what you can expect, I guess you could say, if you were to purchase one of these or if you were interested in one. First and foremost, comes with one mag. These are polymer mags. They do have steel reinforcements, specifically the front locking lug and the Phillips, and the rear locking lug is also steel. This is a bolt hold open magazine, which I will show you. Rifle is on safe, it is unloaded, but bolt hold open mag. Chamber is clear, as you can see. Obviously no rounds in there. Yeah, this is a bolt hold open mag. Again, it only comes with one. The pistol does not come with the brace. It does not come with this Picatinny rail adapter, which I'll talk about. The wood that it comes with is dark. It is unfinished. It's basically just stained. It's in kind of rough shape when you get it. Or not rough. It's just not in the greatest shape. It's basically uncoated, unfinished, stained, dark. It's ugly. Looks like mud. It's kind of gross. Other than that, the Z-PAPs do come with a threaded muzzle. But they do have a thread protector that's basically spot welded onto the front sight gas block. So what you have to do when you get one of these, it in particular, just so you know, full disclosure, this was the variant that did not come with the muzzle attachment. It did not come with the rail. It did not come with the brace. This one I actually picked up for $7.99, and I got it because I wanted to do some things to it and customize it. So I wanted to do it myself. But yeah, this particular variant did not come with any of this stuff. So when you get it, you actually have to break the little spot weld that is literally right there. You can barely kind of see it where it was broken, but you can just take your handy little Dremel tool and with a little cutoff wheel, just cut that little spot, and then you can just basically unthread the thread protector that comes on here and add your own muzzle device whenever you please. As far as what comes in the box, it did come with this ugly ass little pistol grip. This is the factory grip. It's kind of skinny, kind of small, not really the greatest. It comes with this long, traditional, I guess you could say, a grip screw. I did replace it with a Magpul K2 grip, which is the more vertical style grip. It has a nice vertical angle, or more vertical angle, I guess you could say, as opposed to the MOE grip. Very nicely textured, very easy to grip. I like it. It's definitely a good option for shorter barreled pistols or short barreled rifles, and that it keeps your wrist in a more comfortable position, especially if you're going to be shooting these for a period of time. Other than that, yeah, I did refinish this wood. This is actually Minuax Sedona Red stain. It's been coated with polyurethane. It's the first time I've ever coated wood, so I did kind of a crappy job, but I mean, it looks okay for the most part. Other than that, this rear Picatinny rail adapter, again, this did not come with the pistol. I had to purchase this separately. It was actually purchased directly from Zastava Arms. This little rail piece was $39 plus shipping. It was like $46 or so. But this rail piece is necessary if you were to add any railed stock adapters or braces, such as this SB Tactical TF1913 that I have here. And specifically with it, it's kind of a bitch to lock and unlock, but you kind of have to just pull up on the hinge mechanism right here, and that unlocks it. It actually does lock into place, but when you pull up on that hinge, it folds, and then as you can see, it just locks in on these little teeth right here. And it's pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. And this brace specifically is very nice. It is a triangle style brace. Looks great on this particular type of pistol, or this particular type of build, I guess you could say. It is held into place with a screw and basically a clamp on the rail. It's fairly secure. It didn't look that secure when you first got, or when I first got it, but it's secure. It has two little teeth that dig into two little holes right here, so it's kind of clamped on clamped to two spots on this side, and then it clamps directly to your rail on the right side. So it's pretty secure. I did opt to Loctite this, and with these newer Z-PAPs, the rear trunnion is actually pre-drilled. It's not threaded, but it is drilled. It has a little rubber plug or a little plastic plug that plugs the hole when you get it. Again, if you do opt for a model like this one that did not come with any sort of braces factory, but it is drilled. It is, I believe, slightly different from the original M92s that were imported a few years ago. So I'm not sure if the angle of the hole or the location of the hole in the rear trunnion is the same as the older models. So if you are to get one of these, just be very careful and do your due diligence as far as what type of adapters or accessories you're going to use back here, because they may not necessarily be the exact same. So again, I purchased this rail directly from Zastava. As you can see, it already has the corrected angle on it because the rear of this receiver is not straight. It is angled ever so slightly. This rail matches it, and the rail is actually straight, although the rear of the rail is not, so it gives you a flush mounting solution in the back. If you mount this particular brace adapter on the second slot here on the rail, it puts your comb at pretty much a perfect height to rock the iron sights. You can raise it or lower it depending on where you mount it on this rail. So if you want to mount the brace a little higher, you can do that, especially if you want to run some sort of optics or red dots. The sights on this thing are a little styrofoam there. But the sights on this thing are pretty interesting. They are very unique. You won't find them on any other AK variant. But it is adjustable, or not adjustable, but basically it has two settings. This is setting 2, where it's actually 2 dots in the rear. If you flip it, it's just your standard, U-shaped notch that most AKs have, but you do have the option of having the 2-dot rear. As far as the front sight, if I can actually get my camera to focus, you have your traditional front sight post, but with the Serbian-made variants, if I can find it, with the Serbian-made variants, you can actually flip your sight up and you have a little white dot, a little post that you can substitute with here. So you can rock 3-dot sights if you want, or you can just go your traditional AK rear notch and post if you want, or whatever combination you want. It's pretty neat. These particular variants are interesting because they're not the easiest variants in the world to mount a red dot or an optic to. As you see, there is no side rail on these Serbian-made variants. You do have the option, if you are a little handy with tools, you can mount a rail in this area right here on the top cover. You do have to drill and tap it and basically, mount your rail directly to that, but that is an option. This particular pistol or AK variant, if you are so interested in these, probably more of a purist-oriented option for you guys out there who like your AKs with traditional steel and wood. This is more along the lines for you guys if you're trying to tack this thing out and put red dots and lights and scopes and shit all over it. Probably not the best option, because you gotta either get it that way from the factory or you have to add a bunch of shit after the fact, which is probably easier just to put a railed handguard on here and replace this and maybe put your red dot up front. Otherwise, again, you can drill and tap this, but some of you might be afraid to do that, so I'm just saying. Other than that, the pistol did come with a really stiff safety out the box. You can remedy that just by basically pulling the top cover up and bending the safety out ever so slightly towards you. That does loosen it up a little, make it a little easier to actuate. But out the box, this thing is a bitch. I bent mine ever so slightly, so it is a lot better now. It does have the bolt hole open notch cut into it. The trigger that it comes with. So yeah, with these variants, or with these Z-PAPs in particular, they do come with a pretty interesting bolt carrier group. As you can see, it does appear to be coated. I believe these are nickel coated or electroless nickel or something like that. But basically, you open this bad boy up, hinge top cover, neat. Cool thing about these is they do have like this floating pin right here that actually holds your gas tube into place. But I'll show you that in a second. So if you strip your weapon down, pull out your bolt carrier group. Again, this pistol is unfired. I'll get around to shooting it later. Pretty clean looking bolt carrier group. It is serial matched. Yeah, pretty neat looking. Don't hold me to it if these are nickel coated. They're either basically in the white or they might be nickel coated. I'm not 100% sure. I've actually heard, both. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody knows, but it's either in the white or it's nickel coated. Don't hold me to it. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, the cool thing about these Z-PAPs is, unlike the older N-PAPs or the M92s, the barrel on these is actually chrome lined. It's already hammer forged, but the older ones were not chrome lined. These are chrome lined, so they are chrome lined, hammer forged. The newer Z-PAPs, unlike the older ones, do come with the 1.5 millimeter bulge trunnion and the the bulge trunnion and the 1.5 millimeter receivers. So they are a bit heavier than your standard AK pistols, but these fuckers are built like a tank. They are super robust. It's got a nice weighty feel to it. It's not too heavy. I believe it's 6.6 pounds factory. Of course, that's before you add the brace. And this specifically, this is a CNC Warrior 4-piece muzzle brake. It's kind of like a clone of the Bulgarian 4-piece flash hider. These are extremely effective. They are kind of heavy though, but they are awesome. They actually provide a little extra back pressure in the system, so they can help your rifle or your weapon cycle a little more reliably. And they are probably among the best flash hiding muzzle devices that you can buy for AKs. Downside is they are a bit heavy, and they do add a little more gas through the system, so recoil is slightly more pronounced. But they're pretty awesome if you're interested in the look and the flash hiding capabilities. This particular weapon, I'll talk about that later, but the bolts, it's actually very smooth operating. The rails are straight on the inside. It's really smooth for an unfired AK. Of course, kind of hangs when you hit the fire control group in the back here, but it's very smooth. The action is very smooth. I like it. Good sign of good build quality. Trigger, it's okay. It's a double hook trigger, just in case you're wondering. Here's what it looks like. You have quite a bit of take up. It's a single stage trigger, by the way. Quite a bit of take up. Not really any real discernible wall. I mean, it's kind of there, and then it just breaks. Reset, as you can see, kind of long, but it's very positive. No real wiggle or wobble in the trigger. It's a decent trigger. It kind of reminds me of an old Tapco G2. It's no ALG, that's for sure, but it's more than serviceable. It's not very heavy. Feels like it's maybe about 4.5, 5 pounds. Might be slightly less, but that's just kind of what it feels like to me. It's a decent trigger, perfectly serviceable though. If you were to buy one of these, I mean, you probably, the only real upgrade out there is the ALG with the flat lightning bolt trigger. Those are definitely an upgrade over this, but how much of an upgrade? I don't know. You'd have to be the judge. Other than that, what more can I say about this thing? Geez. Like, for an AK pistol, in my humble opinion, this is probably one of the better deals on the market as of right now, at least relative to the alternatives out there that you can buy, if not the best deal that you can get. It is, again, more of a traditional style AK pistol. It's not railed, obviously, from the factory, unless you buy the factory model that already has the Picatinny rail pre-installed here. But for more of a purist-oriented build, or if you just like shooting with the iron sights, this is a great option. Honestly, I don't think anything right now on the market can touch it as far as robustness and build quality go. Again, it is a little heavier than other AK pistol options out there, but with that extra weight, you definitely feel the quality that goes into it. The wood isn't that great. Again, I stained this and sealed it myself. But I mean, you can always replace handguards on AKs. That's, you know, simple. It does come with a cleaning rod. Of course, it does not fit anywhere in here. There's no hole for a cleaning rod, but I mean, it does come with one, just in case you were wondering. Ooh, again, I do believe this is a wonderful option for anybody looking at AK pistols. I actually did have a Palmetto State Armory, or AKA Lead Star Barrage, which is like kind of like, as of right now, as of when this video was shot, it's kind of like Palmetto State Armory's top of the line AK pistol, or the top of the line 10.5 inch model. It was okay, but it did have some issues. I'm not going to go too much into detail with it, but long story short, the bolt was actually starting to peen in the wrong places, specifically the locking lugs. Turns out the rails on the inside of the receiver that the bolt rides on were actually just ever so slightly misaligned. So every time it would go into battery, it would be just slightly off. And, you know, when it was locking and unlocking and cycling back and forth, it was kind of chewing up the bolt on two particular spots, and it was not a good look. I only put maybe about 1,000 rounds to it before I got rid of it. And yeah, it was really cool though. It was gassed very well. It was very soft recoiling for an AK pistol, for any AK in particular. But I lost faith in it when I saw what I saw, and yeah, I got rid of it. This thing, on the other hand, I know, again, it's unfired. I haven't run any rounds through it, but I already feel a little bit better about my purchase with this one. It will probably hold its value better than that PSA. Not to knock on PSA. They make decent products for the money, but their quality control and track record isn't the greatest. But, sorry, I mean, it's true. But yeah, these things right here, anything Zastava puts out, I mean, at least in the last few years, has generally been pretty good. This thing right here, it feels like it's built like a brick shithouse. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me think, anything else unique about these things that I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, the muzzle threads, I believe, is like what? It's 26 by 1 left hand. It is not 24 by 1 like the Bulgarian variants, and a lot of the newer US variants like the K103s and the Palmetto 103 clones. This is a 26 millimeter threading, so you do have to buy Serbian or Yugo specific muzzle attachments for it. The furniture, the handguards in particular, are Yugo or Serbian specific. As you can see, they're slightly different because they have this iron ferrule. Oh, damn, I can't even say that. This little piece right here, it is specific to these variants, so you cannot swap on your standard AKM furniture. You do have to buy Yugo specific, but I mean, it's not really too difficult. It's pretty easy to find. Magazine fitment. So yeah, it comes with this one magazine, polymer again. It's pretty decent. This is a surplus Yugoslavian magazine. It is bolt hold open. They fit, lock in just fine. No front to back wobble, just ever so slightly side to side, but it's overall a very tight fit, very snug. Factory magazine, the polymer one, was also the same way. Here we have a Russian Bakelite, also locks in very snug. Ever so slight side to side wobble, and I mean ever so slight. It's very minimal movement. No, well, very, very minuscule front to back movement, but it's very tight. I mean, I'm being very nitpicky when I say there's really any movement. But yeah, it fits great. Tapco mags, range mags. It does lock into place. It does click. But with these, they are so tight, you can't really get it out very easily. So with these, I kind of have to knock it out like so. Kind of the same way. Damn, where'd it go? Kind of the same way with the, oh, here it is. My bad. Kind of the same way with the Magpul mags. This is the polymer model without the steel reinforcements, by the way. Locks in, no movement at all whatsoever. Locks in very tight. You can unlock it and pull it out, but this one kind of took a little work. I had to kind of get it in and out a few times for it to kind of really come out. It was kind of jammed in there like the tap going at first, but after doing this a few times, it kind of worked itself out. So no problems there. But obviously, no bolt hole open with these, unlike the Serbian mag that came with it. So yeah, there we go. I got some other mags, just basically Polish surplus and Egyptian surplus steel mags. They also lock in and function just fine. A little more movement with those, but nothing really to worry about, nothing to write home about. Other than that, it works with pretty much every mag that I have. But yeah, I love this pistol already. I believe it's an excellent investment if you're interested in these sorts of things, AK pistols in particular. I can highly recommend the SB Tactical side folder, the TF 1913. Yeah, again, I can highly recommend these triangle side folders. They're quite sturdy. They work great. They feel great. They're wonderful braces. Wonderful little braces, as you can see the rear of it here. All rubber, by the way, very soft. Great for your arm. Feels fantastic. I could stroke it all day. Anyway, yeah, that's really all I have to say. All the pertinent information about these. Again, great pistols, built like tanks. I believe these to be wonderful investments, especially as time goes by. I highly recommend. Damn, I can't even get it out. I can't speak today. I highly recommend imports over domestics as long as imports are available, especially high quality imports like the Zastava. Nothing but good things to say about this thing. Anyway, that's about all I can think of to say right now. If you have any questions or want to drop any comments, hey, just leave them here. It's all good. Have a good one.